Resolve every problem with one of three choices. Accept it, change it, or leave it. If you can't accept it, change it. If you can't change it, leave it. Life is too short to be spent in frustration over things that cannot be altered. Acceptance brings peace. Change brings growth. Leaving brings freedom. Each choice is powerful in its own way, guiding you toward clarity and resolution. The key is knowing which solution fits each situation and having the courage to act accordingly. Let's go deeper. Every problem you face in life will eventually fall into one of these three categories, but most suffering doesn't come from the problem itself. It comes from choosing the wrong response, or worse, choosing none at all. We stay in relationships we resent but refuse to leave. We complain about circumstances we won't change. We resist realities we cannot alter. That resistance is where frustration is born. The first option is acceptance. Acceptance is not weakness. It is not surrender. It is not saying that something is good or fair. Acceptance is simply the recognition of reality as it is. There are things in life that are outside your control: the past, other people's choices, aging, loss, unexpected events. Fighting these realities drains energy. Arguing with what already exists is like arguing with gravity. When you accept something, you stop wasting emotional energy trying to rewrite what cannot be rewritten. You create space inside yourself, and that space is peace. Acceptance says, "This is what is." It does not say, "This is what I prefer." It does not say, "This doesn't hurt." It simply says, "This is reality." From that place, your mind clears. You stop reacting. You start responding. Peace is not found in controlling everything. It is found in releasing the need to. But acceptance has a boundary. If something is harming your growth, your dignity, your values, and it can be changed, then acceptance becomes avoidance. That brings us to the second option: change. Change requires responsibility. It requires action. It requires discomfort. It is easier to complain than to transform. It is easier to blame than to build. But growth only happens when you decide that your discomfort is no longer acceptable. If you cannot accept a situation, ask yourself honestly, can I change it? If the answer is yes, then your frustration is a signal. It is telling you to move. Change may mean learning a new skill. It may mean setting a boundary. It may mean improving your discipline. It may mean having a difficult conversation. It may mean facing your fears. Growth never feels comfortable at first, but discomfort with direction leads to progress. Discomfort without direction leads to resentment. When you choose change, you step into power. You stop waiting for circumstances to shift, and you become the one who shifts them. Growth is the reward for courage. But here is where many people get stuck. They try to change what is not theirs to change. They try to change other people. They try to change systems overnight. They try to change realities that do not respond to effort. And when change is not possible, when you have truly done what you can, there is a third option: leave. Leaving is not quitting. It is choosing alignment. If you cannot accept it and you cannot change it, then staying becomes self-punishment. Leaving might mean walking away from a toxic environment. It might mean ending a relationship that erodes your self-respect. It might mean changing careers. It might mean emotionally detaching from drama you cannot fix. Leaving requires clarity. It requires strength. Because staying in what drains you often feels safer than stepping into the unknown. But peace does not live in environments that suffocate you. Sometimes the most powerful sentence you can say is, "This is not for me." Leaving frees your energy. It frees your focus. It frees your future. Wisdom is not just knowing these three options. It is knowing which one applies. And that requires self-honesty. Ask yourself, is this something I simply need to accept? Is this something I have the power to change? Or is this something I must walk away from? Confusion disappears when you ask the right question. Most stress comes from mixing the categories, trying to change what must be accepted, trying to accept what should be changed, trying to stay when you should leave. Clarity comes when you separate them, and courage is what turns clarity into action. Because knowing what to do is not the hard part. Doing it is. Acceptance requires humility. Change requires effort. Leaving requires bravery. Each path demands something different from you. Acceptance strengthens your inner calm. Change strengthens your character. Leaving strengthens your boundaries. And every time you consciously choose one of the three, you build trust with yourself. You begin to feel steady, grounded, decisive. Instead of feeling trapped by circumstances, you recognize that you always have a response available. That is freedom. You may not control everything that happens to you, but you always control how you respond. And the moment you realize that every problem can be met with acceptance, change, or departure, you stop feeling powerless. Life becomes simpler. Not easier, but clearer. When something frustrates you, pause. Do not react immediately. Do not complain automatically. Pause and categorize. Can I accept this? Can I change this? Should I leave this? One of the three will always apply, and once you choose, commit. If you accept it, stop revisiting it. If you change it, take action consistently. If you leave it, do not look back with regret. Peace comes from clean decisions. Growth comes from deliberate action. Freedom comes from letting go. Life is too short to live in constant internal conflict. The energy you waste resisting reality, avoiding responsibility, or clinging to what no longer fits, that energy could be used to build, to create, to love, to expand. Every problem is not a punishment. Many are invitations. Invitations to accept. Invitations to evolve. Invitations to walk away. When you begin living by this principle, you stop feeling stuck. You stop feeling like life is happening to you. You begin shaping your experience with intention. Resolve every problem with clarity. Accept it, change it, or leave it. And whatever you choose it fully. That is how you move from frustration to resolution. That is how you move from confusion to clarity. That is how you live with power. The power has always been in the choice.